Trump's much-anticipated meeting with Kim Jong-un actually goes ahead in the next few weeks. It'll be a diplomatic breakthrough of historic proportions. But wait a minute. We've seen this before, and let's not forget how that turned out.
This is a good deal for the United States. North Korea will freeze and then dismantle its nuclear program. South Korea and our other allies will be better protected. The entire world will be safer as we slow the spread of nuclear weapons.
The deal did sound good, but it collapsed a few years later. The U.S. promised North Korea 2 nuclear reactors, 500,000 tons of fuel a year, and a lifting of sanctions. But it didn't deliver. Fast forward to 2018, and yet another U.S. administration is promising to strike a deal with Pyongyang. Or is it?
You know, there's a chance that it'll work out. There's a chance, it's a very substantial chance that it won't work out. I think it'll be very successful, but as I always say, who knows? You know, I often say, who knows? Who knows? We'll see how it all works out. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
So are we going to be tantalized with another good deal with North Korea that's ready to go, only to see it fail again? Perhaps the U.S. sees the status quo of seeing North Korea as the ultimate threat as being something beneficial.
South Korea is spending billions of dollars making bases and paying U.S. troops, essentially, to be there to ostensibly protect against a threat up in the north. Now, that being the case, if there were to be peace in Korea, there's going to be questionings, well, do we need our troops there? And so I think in that sense, there are forces that don't want a resolution, that benefit off the instability and allow us to maintain these troops and dozens of bases and posts in this small country in a region that we think strategically is important.
Enemies of a government are friends of its military-industrial complex, and having a nemesis like North Korea is a great excuse to pump up that military budget.
The request includes an additional $4 billion to support urgent missile defeat and defense enhancements to counter the threat from North Korea, $0.7 billion to repair damage to US Navy ships, and $1.2 billion in support of my administration's South Asia strategy.
Japan is one ally that stands to benefit from U.S. military expansion, especially after the recent re-election of its prime minister, who vowed to defend Japan from North Korean aggression, weeks after Pyongyang's missile launches.
This election is about whether we can defend Japan from North Korea and ensure we live happily.
And the unpredictability on the Korean peninsula has fringe benefits for some American rivals. The South China Sea has been a serious bone of contention as of late, with the U.S. attempting to assert its naval presence there, much to Beijing's annoyance. So, the larger threat of North Korea's nuclear program has shifted U.S. military attention that would otherwise be focused towards China. And although Russia doesn't directly benefit from its unpredictable neighbor, it certainly doesn't mind a challenge to U.S. dominance in the region.
What these countries are just beginning to recognize is that getting into an arms race, as it's increasing in Japan, as China is expanding its military operations, it takes money out of the economic sector, damages an economy, which weakens their economy. It's a very complicated issue, except for the South Koreans, who are essentially getting the short end of the stick. This is something that must change. That countries, as they begin to take the spreadsheet and figure it out, they will begin to benefit the countries in the region from peace in Northeast Asia.